I mean, the social enterprise philosophy recognizes that there are problems, but it wants to empower people to come out of those problems. So yes, we recognize that there is poverty.
Yes.
But, a friend of mine in India went to a village that was very poor, and the people were, living in abject poverty, suffering, starving. So they went into the community and they looked around and said, how can we help these people? And they used a principle called ABCD management. So it's called asset-based community development.
Okay.
Asset-based. And they looked around and said, look, they don't have much here, but guess what? They know how to weave baskets.
Okay.
So what they did was they looked for a piece of land and created a market for baskets. Gave the villagers a little capital to buy materials and start making baskets, and then went around the whole region in, I think, northern India, and said, look, we have a basket market.
Wow.
In this village. And people started coming from far and wide to buy baskets. Today, that village is a prosperous village. The
Very
people
good.
had what they had to take themselves out of poverty. So that was a research project and tool developed by Northwestern University in Canada. It's called asset-based community development. So for instance, when we go into a community, we're not looking at them from the point of view of what they don't have, but we look at them from the point of view of what can they contribute. It could be a skill, it could be a natural resource, whatever it is. We work from the point that they have a surplus and not a deficit mentality.
Very
so
good.
So that's how we can take the knowledge that we gain, and apply it in our communities. So I go into communities, positively. There's something every community has, that can take them out of poverty. But either we have, there's a leadership crisis, a lack of knowledge, as you mentioned. People, who are in leadership positions are not even knowledgeable, don't know how to acquire knowledge and how to apply it. For instance, I commend, Bishop David Oyedepo in the sense that he said when he was about to start Covenant University, he didn't focus on the universities in Africa. But they traveled and researched the best universities in the world. They went to Harvard, they went to Oxford, they went to Cambridge, they looked at their systems, their models. No wonder Covenant University is in the top 10 of African universities. And it's just barely 20 years old. And I know people have an issue with the school fees and people not being able to get it. But what I'm talking about is this is how you practicalize knowledge and you acquire it. You see what is happening, you learn. That's why we travel. That's why we go to different parts of the world and we see good things, we pick them up. We see the bad ones, we throw them away. And I think that's the kind, this is basic research. You see something working somewhere, you come back, you apply it, you adapt it a little bit to your own context.
Environment, yes.
But it works. So there's potential for Africa.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. Wow. Charles, see, if we sit down here, we continue talking about these things, and there's so many things to talk about. See, I agree with you. Social entrepreneurship, I think it's a model of entrepreneurship that Africa will gain a lot from. Especially since our youths are angry at entrepreneurs who make a lot of money. But we need to solve our problems. So this is the route, So thank you for taking your time to explain all these things to us.